Brothers, I'm with Da Vinci today. How are you, brother?
I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive in Dubai. How you doing?
I'm also very good. I love your this 5x5.
In the pipe 5x5.
In the pipe 5x5. Man, all my German community think you are a famous actor or you Mike Tyson, you know? So it doesn't matter, you're a legend, you know? So, Bratan, what is happening with Bitcoin? I personally think still, according to the Wyckoff accumulation one, we will see another bottom. So we see another lower low. What do you think?
Well, there's a little bit of a hopium here, right? I think Bitcoin could actually go up to 45,000, then come back and retest the 41,000 level. If it bounces off of that, then we can see this thing actually start to take off.
And bouncing at 41
would be very critical to see us changing the trend from a downward trend to an upward trend. That would be huge.
But you think when is the bounce completed? When we see daily candle?
Yes, when we see a daily candle bouncing off of the 41, but we got to go higher right now from here.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a struggle to go higher from here. I think we can end up coming back down and creating a newer low.
This is what I think. I think also in the midterm we will see push up and how it called pump. But in the immediate short term, I think maybe on Monday we will see a dump lower the lower low, so we break the previous bottom. This is what I think, because also on the daily we see hidden bearish divergence, a big hidden bearish divergence.
Yeah, but hey, I like to give the people some hopium.
Yeah, I think also maybe to change and also give more, because some people are stop doing this negative videos, but I only watching. But what do you think? How we can have a big bull market if in 3 or 4 weeks we will see the Fed will increase the rates, you know? How it's possible?
Well, I don't think the Fed will increase rates, because if they do that, they'll destroy their bubble economy.
Yeah.
They have no choice but to keep rates at they are and keep printing, or else the whole system will come collapsing down.
And when the whole system collapsing down, because like I said, we have USA have over 30 trillion debts. It's crazy. So all the debts, even if we would pay the debts, there will be no cash and there will be more debts. So the whole system is so broken. When it will break down? What do you think?
Can you imagine if they have to raise right now? The CPI is saying that the inflation is at 7%. Imagine if they have to raise it to the interest rates to 10% to fight this high inflation. The government would have to pay $3 trillion in debt interest payments, right? Which is more than what they collect in taxes. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
They're
Yeah,
in a
that's what I say.
situation here. So the Fed can't raise rates to where they need it to be in order to fight inflation. And if they do, they'll wipe out the government. They'll wipe everybody out.
Yeah.
So where are we? We're stuck in print forever until hyperinflation.
Yeah. Hyperinflation. Yeah. It's according to this. I think hyperinflation called when we have 10% inflation per year. I don't know, per month, yes, and we have even higher right now, and it's crazy. What do you think when this whole system collapses? What will happen with Bitcoin price or with the crypto price or Bitcoin? Let's say with Bitcoin.
Well, you have to understand that the government's not dumb.
Yeah.
Right. They are managing the price of Bitcoin right now as we speak.
Yeah.
Right. Because if they don't, people will question why is Bitcoin rising. And because Bitcoin's objective is to become money, and people are talking about, well, the reason why it's rising is because the Federal Reserve is printing money. They can't have that kind of narrative, right, going out there.
Yeah.
So they have to manage the price down in order to make sure the narrative stays as, Bitcoin's just a speculative, crazy asset.
Yeah.
Right? You don't want to get involved with that, right? If that narrative changes once we see higher prices, because everybody wants to know, well, why is it going up? Why is it so high? Right? And so they have to manage these things. Because Bitcoin has been solid for 10 years and strong for 10 years, its technology is not going away. It's clear. It's strong, solid, it's perfected, it's battle hardened, tested in the wild. It's not going away. So now, that understanding, right, out there, people can realize that, wait a second, oh my God, this thing's going up because everybody knows, those people who've been early, they know that this thing was going to last, and I'm the last to buy one. I want to get in, and so this will cause an even bigger panic out of the dollar and with a big collapse.
You think when it starts to collapse, Bitcoin will increase in price? Yes,
exactly. So they have to manage the price, but right now, that will end one day. That management will end, and when that does end, make sure you have possession of your Bitcoins. Because if you don't, if you leave it at an exchange, what's going to happen is
they steal. Yeah, they steal or freeze it.
The government doesn't steal, dude. Never steals. The government gives you cash. They'll give you cash for your Bitcoin and then reprice it, just like they did back when they confiscated gold back in 1933. They didn't really take it from you by force and say, "Give me your gold," and get nothing in return. No. They said, "Come in, and I'll give you $20.63 for your gold." And everybody did. They got the paper money, and then they repriced it, and everybody lost 70%. So expect something like that to happen.
Yeah, they make it really intelligent how they, and also how they cut, this that the dollar price connected to the gold price, to the gold, and you could go to the bank and just exchange your dollar to your gold, right?
Yes.
And this is also a form of stealing. They steal your really gold, which you had you had your money, which was not money, it was just related to your gold, which you had, and it's also the same like stealing, right?
Exactly.
So, only one thing. What do you think about? Because I read that article where analysts say in the next decade the quantum computer can hack the whole Bitcoin system. What do you think about it?
Well, one, the cost of a quantum computer programmer is about $400,000 an hour.
So only you can pay.
So, do you think you're going to spend $400,000 an hour so that you can break Bitcoin?
But in the next decade?
Right? Then, let's just say, but in the next decade, it doesn't matter because we'd always, first off, Bitcoin was designed with the understanding that all encryptions will get broken. Every single one.
Yeah.
And so it can upgrade the encryption. It already has done so, right, with Schnorr signatures, right? That's a new type of encryption. So Bitcoin was designed with that in mind, that encryptions get broken.
Yeah.
And so we just come up with a new encryption that's tested against quantum computers, and that's it, and moves on. And the system moves on. And that's it. And by design, there's no way for a quantum computer to come up with your private key, right?
Yeah.
If you use an address that's never been used. Because when you use an address, a new address, that address is basically a hash of your public key. And now what that means is basically a hash is a lossful encryption algorithm. Lossful encryption algorithm. There's no way to take the data and come back with the original value. Mm-hmm. You can only take the original value and come up with the end result, which is the hash value. And that's what your address is. And so, effectively, if there's a break in the encryption, that means someone could take your public key and convert it to your private key. But if they don't have your public key, how are they going to do that?
Okay. Okay. So no quantum computer could, in your opinion, break this Bitcoin system, right? Exactly. Okay. As a summary, we come to an end. So you think if we have a daily bounce on the 41,000 level, and after we see a huge break to the upside, then we will go in the bullish mode again, right?
Yes, definitely.
And if we don't see this any volume, we will break down and create a new lower low, right?
But you know what? My targets are opium targets. The reality is we should be still in a downward trend.
Yeah, sure. We are still in a downward trend. Yeah. Okay, brother, I kiss you very much.
Hey, no problem.
And we go something eat maybe right now.
Yes, definitely. All right.